damn! That game certainly didn't appear like it was going to finish the way it did through the first half of it, didn't it? But I'm glad this team finally realized that they are the Preds and those other guys are the lowly Sharks. I'd hate to be the Sharks right now. I gotta give it to you, Jersey guy. That's a good one. Everybody's hands go up, way up, as the Preds destroy, annihilate, insert any synonym you want that sounds like those two words, the San Jose Sharks Tuesday night by a final score of 8-2 inside Bridgestone Arena. I'm not saying this game was easy. It wasn't. For those of you who are just watching my fan reaction video and didn't actually watch the game live, the Preds actually trailed at one point. But finally, they flipped the switch, which they can't do against much better teams in the league, but they could tonight and got away with it and scored 7 unanswered goals on the way to a nice cruise. Extra stat, the Preds have now won 10 straight regular season games against the San Jose Sharks, dating back to the 2019-2020 season. The only other team they've won that many consecutive games against are the Islanders, and they'll have another chance to play that team in April near the end of the season. In this intro package, I don't really know who to highlight in the box score. The only low point really was that Mark Del Gaizo was a -1 and Alexander Carey, surprisingly, was a -2. Preds playing their first home game after nearly a flawless 4-game road trip. They're playing an inferior Sharks team that has less than 20 wins just playing out the stretch, looking forward to next season, while the Preds, you hope coming into this game, weren't looking ahead to Thursday with a much vastly superior Florida team. Preds roster going through a bit of a shakeup as the injury bug is shaking up this team just a little bit as Dante Fabro went out and got replaced by Spencer Stastny, and then Spencer Stastny got hurt against the Jets, and then you had Jeremy Lauzon who got hurt in the Seattle game. Fortunately, Andrew Burnett said that if this was a playoff game, Lauzon would be playing, so fortunately it sounds like Lauzon should be back relatively soon, but Mark Del Gaizo was called back up on an emergency basis, so it won't cost the Preds when these defensemen get sent back down to Milwaukee. But in the meanwhile, Tyson Barrie continues to get starts on the blue line. I much had a feeling coming into this game, days before after the Seattle game, that the Preds would win this game in the end, but San Jose will give them a test, and they're doing it early as they record the first 4 shots on goal before the Preds even register one of theirs. I will give Mark Del Gaizo credit, trying to make an impression, as he drew the Preds' first power play of the game, and unfortunately they didn't score, but he's making things happen early. During the first TV timeout for this game, Mikael Granlund finally got his long-awaited tribute video, because if you didn't realize, Preds Nation, in the first San Jose game in Nashville this season, Granlund was hurt and didn't play. So we're glad to get out of the way. Thank you, Granlund, for the memories, especially the Calgary comeback, scoring with less than a second left to go in regulation and then capping it off with the overtime winner. Boy, was that a thrilling game. About 9.5 left to go in the first. These two teams trading chances. You got Evangelista on one end, stopped by Corona in net for San Jose, and then Granlund almost scores, but Saros denies him. But just under 9 minutes left to go in the first period, the Preds would finally break through. And it's a certain defenseman who's trying to make a name for himself and get some award recognition come the end of the season. Immediately off of a face-off, Ryan McDonagh gets it over to his captain, my captain, and he takes a blast that beats Corona. He is on a tear right now in goals, his 18th of the season, gives the Preds a 1-0 lead. San Jose continues to be eager and create chances, but to this point, Saros is non-deterred. Preds trying to create momentum, trying to create chances. There's 3-4 Preds in Corona's crease, but they can't cash in. Interesting, in that post-whistle tussle after that scramble in Corona's crease, hey, it's Luke Cunnin trying to create some noise. At one point, later in the first period, after the Preds had conceded the first 4 shots on San Jose, they turn around and proceed to outshoot San Jose at one point 15-1. But as soon as I said that, at the moment before it happened, and in my mind, oh look, San Jose in transition, it's former Pred Mikael Granlund without notice snaps a shot that might have deflected off of Mark Delgado's stick in under Juuse Saros' blocker side. It's in a net, and just like that, the Preds and Sharks are tied at 1. About a minute left to go in the first. Evangelista gets a partial breakaway in on Corona, is forced to go backhand and can't beat the San Jose netminder. Final seconds tick down in the first period. Horn sounds, Preds leading on the shot clock, but that doesn't matter if you're not leading on the scoreboard. 1-1 after 20. San Jose continues to take it to the Preds, giving them one hell of a fight through the first quarter of the second period, as I am saying out loud in the moment, and maybe perhaps on Twitter, stop playing with your food. And in my mind, I'm wondering, is Juuse saying, guys, a little help here. This is the Sharks. I can't score goals. I can only make saves. Can you help me out? And this isn't going to make him or the fan base any happier, because about 6 minutes into the second period, San Jose attacking and the Preds zone again, and it's Mario Ferraro with a shot from the blue line that beats Saros. San Jose up 2-1, playing right into the trap game that some of us were worried about. Oh, and at least he didn't get the goal, but he got an assist on it. Former Pred Sebastian Bordeleau, who works for the Preds, his son Thomas Bordeleau, I think it is, he got an assist on that. It's like, guys, wake up before Bordeleau gets the game-winning goal or something. With that goal that San Jose scored and this point streak that the Preds are currently on, I'm pretty sure that's only the second time during this stretch that the Preds have trailed in a game, the other one being Minnesota last week. A little bit after that, newly acquired Pred Jason Zucker, not endearing himself early to Preds Nation, as he gets called for high-sticking Callan Anderson, and the Preds have to dig deep here so they don't put themselves in a bigger hole. But they do. Maybe this is a momentum swing. They kill it off, and the Sharks still only lead 2-1. And killing off that penalty would rejuvenate this team and would lead to something good. Preds with an odd man rush. Ryan McDonough gets it down to Colton Sissons, who takes a shot. It misses the net past Corona, but getting in there in the dirty area to pick up the rebound and bang it home is Jason Zucker. Gets it past Corona. His first home goal as a member of the Preds. His second since being traded for. And the Preds, just like that, have tied this game back up at 2. Preds seem to be finding their legs now. They're keeping the puck in San Jose for longer, sustained periods of time, cycling it well, not giving San Jose very much puck possession time. And then we get to about under 5 minutes left to go in the second period, as the man who opened the scoring in the first period is a one-man wrecking crew. As he drives down, there's very little San Jose's defenders can do to stop him. Juuse drives down, gets the pass to Keither Sherwood, who gets his shot off. Initial rebound off of Corona, and guess who is there to bang it home, giving the Preds back the lead? Number 47, big, sexy Michael McCarron, and the Preds lead again, 3-2. And the Preds don't let up. They did the right things to lead to the 3-2 goal. They're doing the right things to lead to the 4-2 goal. Over 2 minutes left to go in the second period. Preds on a rush again. It's the man they call Legendo. Luke Evangelista comes in, and my God, the confidence of this kid, the player he's turning into as he skates in and fools Corona as he gets a backhand, no look shot off that goes in the net, and the Preds have a 4-2 lead. Preds continue to push. They can smell blood in the water that you think Sharks would usually feast on. They're going for the death blow. Cole Smith appears to make it 5-2, but the horns sound and the intermission about a second before the puck went in. Haha. Hey, Cole, the team will pick you up in the third period. Just wait as the Preds lead the Sharks 4-2 after 40 minutes. Can the Preds continue in the third period what they have continuously done in the third period during this point streak that they're on? Just under 2 minutes into the third period, Preds buzzing, they're crashing, banging away in San Jose's zone, led by Jason Zucker. 3-4 Preds crashing in on Corona's net. Puck looks to be banged in for a 5-2 lead, finally by Luke Evangelista, but the goal is waved off. Judgment called that the Preds can't challenge for goalie interference. Preds would then earn themselves a power play that they got to take it easy. They escaped potential danger as San Jose had a 2-on-1 that they didn't score on. Then Philip Forsberg hit the post with about 50 seconds left to go on the power play that they ultimately didn't score on. Preds still bringing the heat. You feel any moment like it's just going to be a floodgate of goals into San Jose's net. And 30 seconds after the halfway point, fan favorite Cole Smith gets the puck over. God, I love this fourth line. Michael McCarron, big sexy. He wants another one, and through a partial screen, he roofs it past Corona. And yes, now the Preds have a 5-2 lead. A goalie interference, a time clock violation cannot wave this off. The Preds are now leading by 3. Oh, and the Preds can see the finish line now. They can see the 2 points. They can see extending this point streak to 15 games. Just over 5 minutes left to go in the third period. Tyson Barrie with a shot. It looks to be his goal, but it's tipped in by Mark Janikowski, his 4th of the season. Preds now up 6-2. 30 seconds later, Forsberg says, "Don't forget about me." He gets in on the action. His 36th of the season makes it 7-2 Preds. And then the icing on the cake, somebody else who just got an extension, who's not going to have to worry about free agency in the summer, Tommy Novak, his 15th of the season, which means that the 6th, 7th, and 8th goal for the Preds were scored in a matter of 2 minutes and 13 seconds, makes it a grand total of 8-2 Preds. Anybody else? Anybody else want to try and make this 9 or bring this up to 10? I'm running out of air here, guys. I want to finish this recap. Nope. We're good? Boys say we're good. It was annoying there for parts of the second period when his team was either trailing or just tied 1-1 or 2-2. But the Preds turned it on, did what we know they could do in the third period, and cruised to victory, extending the point streak to 15 games, tying a franchise record, getting the 2 points as they beat up badly the Sharks by a final of 8-2. Honestly, if you ask me, I'd make the case that every fan in attendance should get 2 free Frosties from Wendy's, because 8 divided by 2 is 4, and they scored 4 2 times in this game. Just saying. This team will look to set a new franchise record for a point streak, getting it to 16 games when they go into a tough building against one of the league's best teams, the Florida Panthers, on the road on Thursday. Well, that was certainly interesting. Despite some Preds friends of mine being overly, and I mean overly, cautious about this game, to the extent that they thought that the point streak was going to end tonight, I knew it wasn't, but I had a feeling it was going to be a trap game. And even though it wasn't by the end of it, through a good portion of it to start with, yeah, it was a trap game, wasn't it? This team was certainly looking ahead to prove itself on Thursday before remembering, oh crap, we've got a game tonight against San Jose to play. We better pick up our feet. And I'm glad they woke up at the second half of the second period. I just hope they left some offense in the tank on the road in Florida on Thursday. Props to these guys, no matter what happens on Thursday, after being beat 9-2. I still can't process that in my head, how they did that for a game that I didn't even see because I was coming back from the Grand Canyon, remember, that they lost 9-2 to the Dallas Stars. That somewhere between being punished by not being able to see U2 in Vegas, this team flipped a switch and said, okay, Barry Trotz, okay, Bruno, we're going to show you what this team is made of. Since that 9-2 loss, think about that, how early it was in February. This team has not lost in regulation in over a calendar month. Preds now have 13 games left to go in the regular season. Playoff spot far from clinched, but things did go their way on the out-of-town scoreboard as Colorado beat St. Louis in regulation, which means St. Louis got no points. And currently, if I look at my TV, which I have the game on as I shoot this, Vegas and Tampa Bay are tied at 2. Heck, if Vegas can just get 1 point, maybe nothing, then the Preds can get some cushion on that second wild card team. This team is really going to be put through the ringer and has one hell of a litmus test with Florida, like I said, how many times now on Thursday. Then they're back at home against a desperate Detroit team clinging to their playoff lives in the Eastern Conference race before they have to face Vegas in probably the last straw Vegas has to try and climb up to the first wild card spot in Bridgestone next Tuesday. Rest up, Preds Nation. This team is getting closer and closer to one of its goals it had this season that I'm sure many of us, when they were 5-15 earlier this season, couldn't imagine this team getting to. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like it. You can find my social media as always, where you can interact with me during every Preds game by clicking on a channel name. Tell all your friends about Redemption and any member of the San Jose Sharks fan base who may come upon this video. I'm sorry on behalf of my team that we had to run up the score. You've got a good team there. You gave us one hell of a fight. I hope the San Jose Sharks team, as they get better, don't hold it against us too much when we play against you again next year.